All right. First of all, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. This is just a quick recap of our very first Dungeons and Dragons encounters at GrandLan Gaming Center. We will be, for the month of October, running it casually, which means we will not be running based on the season or the module that Wizards of the Coast provides for encounters. Now, starting in November, we will be hopefully getting the adventures that are expected to be played for D&D Encounters. But with that said, I decided to use some of my own homebrewed world and adventures for this month. Now, our first one was held tonight, and normally at GrandLan they have an open RPG night on Wednesdays. And due to me doing D&D Encounters, it kind of forced out the open RPG guys from their table. They were really cool about it, though, and in fact, they joined me. They were planning on running 4th edition tonight and decided to give me a shot and played in my game. So that went really well. I was happy that they joined me. There were 4 of them, and they played a halfling fighter, a druid human, barbarian half orc, and a bard tiefling. We made all 4 of their characters there, and due to them actually already understanding the basics of D&D 5th edition, they didn't need my help very much. So that was great. It allowed me to talk to them, get to know them a little bit while they made their characters. It went really smooth. So that was fantastic. Then we had another guy who was there to play Magic the Gathering come over and join us a little bit later. So we gave him a pre-gen from the D&D starter set, and he played the half-elf wizard. So that went fantastic. So we had 5 players. Started playing at about 7 o'clock, 7:15, maybe even a little later than that. And we went till almost 10 p.m. And the adventure I ran them through was my own personal adventure called The Mystery of the Black Hand. So what happened was we started them off in combat in the wilderness, and they came across 3 zombies missing their arms from the elbows down. They managed to fight off the 3 zombies after taking some damage, but overall it was a good experience. I had fun describing combat, and I think they had a lot of fun too. Then they got into town. They found out that people had gone missing, and when they had gone missing, they had a black hand on their door. So some of them, for instance, our halfling fighter decided to go to the Map Makers Guild and see if he could get any information. He got a little bit of information about it. And then our druid went to his faction, his Emerald Enclave faction, to find out more information. And they had not heard much about this, actually. They just knew that people were missing from town, but they did not know of any zombies. When they had fought the zombies, they did come across a letter from a girl at the tavern. Apparently the tavern owner's daughter had written a letter to this boy who ended up being a zombie, or so it was perceived. And the players ended up finding out that, yes, this boy had gone missing from one of the farms in town. And, this girl had written him a letter. She had no romantic interest. He was infatuated with her. And, yeah. So anyways, that's what they managed to get out of that. They managed to also find out that a lot of people believe that the people have gone missing from goblins kidnapping them, but the players also figured out that they perceived that they aren't sure how goblins can come into a town, kidnap somebody without any signs of struggle, and be unseen. They found out there have been 24 missing people, and they have not. Basically, the players just weren't sure how this could happen. They knew based on the zombies there was some form of necromancy involved. But yeah, the players did decide that next week when we pick up again, they are going to, well, before I get that far, when they were in the tavern trying to get more information, they did manage to get into a bar fight with a goblin pirate or goblin seaman and a half-orc seaman. What happened was the goblin seaman was drunk and was falling off his bar stool and stuff, and managed to get up with his drink and spilled it all over our tiefling bard, which our tiefling bard happily bought him a new drink. The goblin told him to get out of his way or to whatever. So they bought him so the bard bought him a drink to replace it. And our halfling player, or not our halfling, our barbarian, our half-orc barbarian player decided to pick a fight with the goblin as a bar fight, which then the other half-orc jumped in, and it got nasty because our wizard cast Shocking Grasp on the goblin, which killed him. Our druid managed to stabilize him. I shouldn't say killed him, dropped him below 0 hit points. The druid managed to stabilize him. The half-orc pirate or seaman pulled a dagger out on the wizard, to which our half-orc barbarian managed to take the weapon out of the half-orc seaman's hands and then calm him down by saying, look, you know, your friend's alive, we stabilized him, and you are an excellent fighter. So he sucked up to him. And so due to the half-orc sucking up to the other half-orc, the fight ended. So yeah, but anyways, so the players got a bunch of information that they, as much as they could, and decided to go and check out these goblin caves. So that's where things will pick up next week. Everybody said the story was interesting and they're looking forward to it. So with that said, if you weren't there and you plan on coming, I would love for you to be there next time. We will be running every Wednesday through October and November for sure. That's what's on the schedule. And October is going to be casual, so it'll probably be a continuation of this game throughout. And then starting in November, we will have the D&D Encounters Adventures. Now, all you need to play is nothing. Show up. I'll have pre-gens if you're interested in just picking up and playing. I'll have dice if you really need some. I'll have miniatures. I left it up to the players if they wanted to use miniatures or theater of the mind. They chose miniatures. So I'll do that again next week, and I'll continue to do that. And if people prefer one over the other, that's what we'll do. If you want to make your character, there's a PDF online. It is at dndwizards.com, play events, organizers. So you can see it right here on the screen. Feel free to go download the PDF for the player's guide for encounters, character sheet, fill it out, all that stuff. There's 2 ways to do it. You can either do the, I think it's 20-point buy. I'm not 100% sure actually, and I should be, but I think it's either a 20-point buy or just use the attribute array, which is 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, and 8. So those are the array. I just recommend using the array. Might as well go simple on that and just put them where you want, and then stack on your race on top of that. So you can manage to get an attribute up to a 17 depending on what races you are out of the player's handbook. If you're just using the basic PDF, even then you can get some of them to 17. So yeah, so hope you'll be joining us next time. I'll appreciate it. And if you weren't there and you aren't able to make it, I'd love to hear your thoughts below about the adventure I ran for them. And if you've played D&D Encounters, I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. And yeah, so that'd be it for tonight. And I will probably do these after every single D&D Encounters. Looking forward to hearing what you have to say. Thank you. Bye-bye.